Warning. The Intercontinental Committee on Podcasting warns that listening to the Get the Fluff Out podcast may induce euphoric feelings of nostalgia, which may lead to complete and total ratitude.
The show starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Fluff, get the fluff out.
Welcome to Get the Fluff Out. I'm Hollywood, along with your co-host, Dirty Jim. And thanks for joining us on our rockin' journey through the decades in our quest for the musical Holy Grail, creating the ultimate Gen X rockin' mixtape playlist. On each episode, we'll choose which songs from an album review that will make the cut to appear on the playlist. It's time to experience the soundtrack of our lives. All right, Dirty Jim, here we are, Friday night, and the feeling's right. Yes, I love it.
You sure you don't want to start that part over?
Okay. Actually, I don't.
I'm just kidding.
Dude, I'm having fun here because I have an awesome beer in my hand. I'm hanging out with my bud. We're talking about music, especially the album we're going to be talking about today. I am so freaking excited. Cheers to you there, Dirty Jim.
And you as well. Before we get right into the album, I did want to say something.
All right, go for it.
I listened to this, our new podcast. I listened to it on another podcast outlet.
Okay.
And when I listened to it, of course, they didn't play the music.
Right.
And I got to say, without the music, I did not like it. So people out there, I just want you to know that we do not make money off of Spotify. I have a free account. I pay nothing for Spotify. But just hearing those 30-second clips at the beginning before we talk about the track made all the difference when I was listening to my own podcast. So yeah, if you're not listening to this on Spotify, of course, hey, if you love our voices, mine specifically, that much, then by all means, listen to it the way you want to listen to it. But get over to Spotify, sign up for a free account, costs you nothing. And just so you can get that 30-second clip of the song before we talk about it. What do you think, Mr. Wood?
I agree as well. I mean, I love listening to it with the music because obviously we're reviewing music, and I love hearing the clips of the music. But I also have not only just a free account, but I also have a paid premium account. Now, for me,
look at you, Richie Rich.
Hey, listen, for me, it works out perfectly. It's $9.99 a month for it. So what is that? It's like the cost of a CD back in the day. You'd buy one CD a month, and that's like 12 CDs the entire year. But come on, you're listening to any album, just about any album. There's some of them that have been, quote unquote, canceled out of Spotify. But essentially, you can listen to millions of songs, different albums, and live albums and stuff at any time that you want. So I have no problem giving up $10 a month to Spotify to pay for the royalties and the copyrights for these guys who are churning out this great, awesome music. So I love it because with the paid subscription, you can actually listen to the full song. And I actually like listening to it that way. We go ahead and we introduce a song. You can hear the full song, or partway through the song, if you want to skip it, you can do that. It's actually a unique way of listening to an album by hearing a couple people review the album while you're hearing the music. So I love it that way.
Well, even if those two people are us, but you could also take the cheap way out and just do it my way and just get a free account and hear that 30-second clip.
Right. I totally agree. Yeah.
All right. Why don't we, you know what? Tell them what we're doing.
Today on the Get the Fluff Out podcast, we're going to be reviewing the classic, legendary album by Scorpions entitled Love at First Sting. This is such an amazing album. It was released back in March 27th, 1984. The glory years of hard rock heavy metal. Love it. And Scorpions, obviously, they're a German band. They originated in Hanover, Germany in 1965. And the band members on this album are the classic 80s lineup. You have lead vocalist, amazing lead vocalist, Klaus Meine. The guitar, rhythm guitar, and backing vocals, Rudolf Schenker. Lead guitar, backing vocals, Matthias Jabs. Bass and backing vocals, Francis Buchholz. And the drums and backing vocals, Herman Rarebell. So that's the band. Dirty Jim, what album notes do you have for Scorpions' Love at First Sting?
All right, well, this is the Scorpions' most successful album. It hit but it topped out on the U.S. Billboard 200 at number 6. This went 3 times platinum, which is 3 million plus albums sold. And in Germany, it hit number 6. It went number 9 in Switzerland, number 17 in the UK and Sweden, and number 19 in Austria.
Wow.
Now, the original cover of this album, depicting a man and a woman in a steamy embrace, was changed for Walmart stores, only in the U.S., to a picture of just the band. I don't know if you knew that, but because of Walmart and their tyrannical ways, they did not like the picture of just 2 people in love. They wanted it changed, and they just did a picture of the band.
Yeah, and don't forget, in that steamy embrace, you have the guy, he's actually tattooing a scorpion on her thigh.
Well, they loved one another, those 2.
Yes. For this album, when they toured on this album, this was my first Scorpions concert ever. Now, Dirty Jim, did you go to this concert for the Love at First Sting tour?
I did not, but by the build-up that you're giving, just me having done like 40 different podcast episodes with you, I already know that this is going to be filled with a bunch of prime cuts. But no, I did not go to this concert.
Okay, so awesome concert. It was presented by PLR. It was held at the New Haven Coliseum. There was this tiny little unknown opening band called Bon something, Jovish, whatever, Bon Gianavovi. They were the opening band for the Scorpions.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, exactly. But the ticket, I looked up what I paid for the ticket. That ticket in 1984 to see a headlining band at the New Haven Coliseum cost
$12.
a whopping $9.50.
Wow.
I saw a picture of the ticket stub. I'm like, oh my God. So if you were to go to like one of those, inflation calculators you can look up at online, you type in $9.50, what is the current value or inflation for today? That ticket at $9.50 back in 84 would cost today in 2022 $26.29. That's
Not
it.
bad.
Dude,
not bad.
When's the last time you went to a concert in the last 10 years that only cost $26? Come on. Ticket
I actually
prices.
saw Creed for $20.
When was that? How many years ago?
Only, I don't know, within the last 10 years.
Okay, well, it's because it was Creed. But anyway,
It was because they did a special $20 concerts in Connecticut.
Oh, it was discounted, I see.
You son of a biscuit.
Son of a biscuit!
Dagnammit.
So, next to Judas Priest, I've seen the Scorpions the most times in concert of any band. I saw them twice in the 80s, back in 84. I saw them on the next tour, the Savage Amusement Tour in 88. And then in the 2000s, I've seen Scorpions 6 times for every single album that they've released over the past 20 years. So obviously, Scorpions is one of my favorite bands. Dirty Jim, let's dig right into Love at First Sting.
I guess we'll just do, 9 tracks? Let's just say you said prime cut 9 times, and let me just give mine. But let's move down to track number 1, Bad Boys Running Wild. All right, so track 1, Bad Boys Running Wild. This one starts out with a great building intro for 35 seconds, and it surges right into an upper medium rocker. It's really just solid rock and roll. I love this song. Sounds great on Worldwide Live. If you haven't heard it, go listen to that whole concert, but it is a prime cut for me.
Okay, so Bad Boys Running Wild. Now, this track starts with Matthias Jabs kind of ripping through a fast legato phrasing on his lead guitar with hammer-ons and pull-offs for the first 6 seconds before it kicks right into the main riff played by Rudy Schenker. And when Klaus starts singing, his vocals are so identifiable. I mean, he doesn't sound like any other vocalist. To me, he's amazing. I love the guitar solo. It's incredible. Also, this is, to me, melodic heavy metal at its finest. It's absolutely a prime cut and making the ultimate Gen X rockin' mixtape playlist on Spotify.
All right. What was that first word you used about Matthias Jabs? What was he? Did you say Matthias? Is it Matthias?
Matthias Jabs, yeah.
Matthias. What was the first word you used? You usually say arpeggiated.
Oh, he was ripping through some fast legato phrasing.
Ah, legato. I thought he was a race car driver. Joey Legato.
Joey Legato, Matthias Legato.
All right, let's get down to track number 2, Rock You Like a Hurricane.
Okay, so Rock You Like a Hurricane. Now, that opening main guitar riff that you heard is instantly recognizable. I mean, even casual fans of rock music have heard this song and they know it. So I love the way the opening of the song kind of builds with the bass and the drums pounding in unison as if this massive giant is walking through a forest, kind of knocking over trees in his way. When I hear the harmonized guitar line, it's impeccably melodic. And for me, as a young 16-year-old guitar player, this was freaking amazing. The chorus is the epitome of a classic 80s melodic heavy metal sing-along. It's absolutely a prime cut, and it's also my rad, rockin' inside of a hurricane track of the album.
Rad.
Wow, I can't wait to hear the sound effects for that. All right. For me, Rock You Like a Hurricane, this is the first single from the album. In 2009, it was named the 18th greatest hard rock song of all time by VH1. Also, Tipper Gore got involved in this one. Our leader, what do you call her? Our demigod?
Yeah, demigod.
Yeah, from the PMRC. She was none too pleased about the sexuality in this music video.
And I don't get that, though. Did you see the video for this? I mean, you remember the video from the 80s, right?
The videos, though, from the 80s are, at the time, were probably very sexual, where now they're almost laughable.
Yeah, I mean, and essentially, I mean, you look back at it, it is kind of, silly with the painted girls, but, they weren't scantily clad at all. I mean, maybe she was thinking about the video for Big City Nights, because in that video, there's a ton of girls in bikinis on the beach, lots of butt shots. Maybe that's the song she was talking about.
Sounds like a David Lee Roth video.
Right?
All right. So, Rock You Like a Hurricane for me. The 32-second intro rocks, and you get the feeling that there's something special on the way.
Oh, yeah.
And right you would be. But the verses gradually build, leading into a pretty basic chorus that sounds anything but basic to me. The song absolutely reeks of specialness. There's a little more United States talk for you, but it reeks of specialness. This album is off to an excellent start. It's another prime cut for me. So the first two are joining the Gen X playlist. Let's move down to track number 3, I'm Leaving You. All right, so I'm Leaving You. The rocking jam type intro, it pulls you right in. But for some reason, and I have no idea why, but I was initially on the fence between prime and deep cut for this song. But I think it was actually only because of the first two great songs on this album. And I think that I'm Leaving You might get a little lost on this album that's just full of winners, and you'll see as we get down this list, but it definitely shouldn't. Nobody, and I repeat, nobody puts track number 3 in the corner. It is a prime cut for me.
There you go. Oh, man. So I'm Leaving You. This is a classic Scorpions opening to a song. I mean, it's a great heavy mid-tempo riff and a very cool guitar melody line. And I dig the way that the A portion of the verses uses arpeggiated clean tone guitars. There you go, Dirty Jim, arpeggiated.
You know what? I know arpeggiated. It was that other one. I did not. At the end of it, I'm thinking, did he say truncated? I'm not sure what he said.
Yeah,
but I got it now.
I threw you off with legato phrasing.
I have a friend a female friend that calls me after every episode. And she does like our back and forth because you're the music guy and I'm just the guy sitting on the couch drinking a beer listening to music.
Right.
But she's like, she started talking and she started mimicking you. You know, the arpeggiated intro. She, because you say arpeggiated a lot, but you know, what else are you going to call it? That's what it is.
That's what it is, yeah.
All right,
so
continue.
then the B portion of the verses, though, that's where the melodic heavy guitars kick in. And on this track, Klaus uses harmonized vocals almost throughout the entire song, and they sound fantastic. And I can't stop singing that chorus because it's so catchy, you know, where it goes, keep me in your mind till I come back to love ya. Yeah, awesome. So, obviously, another awesome guitar solo by Matthias. It's another prime cut, making the ultimate Gen X rockin' mixtape playlist.
That's 3 straight prime cuts, and I have a feeling that we may be sounding like a broken record when we get down to track number 4, Coming Home.
All right, so the song Coming Home. Now, this track starts off as a slow melodic ballad for the first 1 minute and 45 seconds. But that intro, that 1 minute and 45 seconds of a ballad, Blind Melon the band should learn something from the Scorpions. That's how you do an intro for a song. Oh. That's the real way of doing a slow melodic ballad. It means something. It's intent. It has musicality to it. So anyway,
I don't know where you're getting melodic from that intro. I don't hear melodic at all.
Dude, how can you not hear melodic? Anyway, I'm going to keep going. So
go ahead.
After the first 1 minute and 45 seconds, then the song kicks you right in the gonads. And the song just pummels you fast and heavy. I freaking love it. I mean, I don't love, getting kicked in the oysters, but you know what I mean. So the title of the song is actually very deceiving. I mean, you think they're talking about going back home to where they live in Germany, back to their family and friends, but the lyrics actually tell another story. In the song, it says, year after year, out on the road, it's great to be here to rock you all. I know, for me, it is like coming home. So the song is actually about going back on the road. It's like coming home for them. Great, great rock song. It also sounds great on the Worldwide Live soundtrack from '85. I love both versions, a studio version and the live version. It's a prime cut, making the playlist.
Now, I realize you love the Scorpions, but if the 30-second little clip that they play for this song is from the intro, people are going to be thinking, how did these two prime cut this song? It's horrible. If I could take the first 1 minute and 45 seconds away from this song, what we would have here is a genuine rocker. Unfortunately, the Scorpions felt the need to attach this long, nothingness, ballad-like intro to the rest of this excellence. If you can get through the first minute and 45 seconds, you will be treated to 3 minutes and 13 seconds of euphonic brilliance. But even with this needless intro, Blind Melon has nothing to learn from this intro, and neither does Skillet. But this is still even with that waste of 1 minute and 45 seconds, this is still a prime cut. Just please hang in there until it's over.
You disgust me.
I figured I would, and I'm
but
going
dude,
to, you know what?
It sounds like you're trying to get back at me from Blind Melon.
Not at all. I hate that intro.
Dude, there's no way that you hate this intro and you love and enjoy those intros on Blind Melon's debut album. Are you kidding me?
You do realize that in Worldwide Live, they don't play the intro.
Of course they don't, because it's live in a concert. It's not made for a concert that way to start off the song that way. But I'm talking about the way you said about Blind Melon. You were all into all those intros, or slow, ballady, sleepy kind of intros that were jammy. Dude, there's no musicality in that. This is real music.
I don't know. Let's let the people decide, because we could talk about this forever, but I did not like it, and I am not trying to get back at you at all.
Yeah. All right.
I didn't like it. Let's move down to track number 5. Let's let the people decide. But
All
track
right.
number 5 is The Same Thrill. Okay, so The Same Thrill. At about the 10-second mark of this song, this one starts coming at you. But you have to wait, because at the 21-second mark, it's an all-out blitz. And for the next 2 minutes, the quarterback is running for his life. But the last 1 minute and 10 seconds was a little disappointing. It repeated the song title over and over, and then faded out for almost 30 seconds with this hodgepodge of just noise. They should have faded this one out at about, I would say, somewhere between the 2 minute and 30 and 2 minute 40 mark, but it's still good enough for the list for me, but only as a deep cut.
Okay, so with The Same Thrill, I actually agree with a lot of what Dirty Jim says. That ending part that you just mentioned, that ending part, yeah, they could have cut out, a good, at least a good 30 seconds to a minute off of the end of that. But to me, this song, like you said, it rocks fast and hard. I dig the song. It's not a prime cut, but it's good enough for a deep cut, and it's still making the Gen X mixtape playlist.
I am surprised. I was thinking, oh, here comes another prime cut. But no, I could see where you're coming from, because you can't accept that ending and say, oh, this is solid. They should have done something there.
Yeah, I agree. I would have edited that one.
Exactly. Maybe cut it at the end. All right, down to track number 6, Big City Nights.
Okay, so Big City Nights. If aliens from another planet watched the 1984 video for Big City Nights, they would think twice about destroying the Earth, because they would want to come down to this beautiful blue jewel in the Milky Way to have fun and party with our crazy species. Oh my God, this song, Big City Nights, it's just an awesome, great party rock song. And it has everything that you would want to see actually in a 1980s rock video. You got girls in bikinis on the beach? Check. Drinking and playing billiards with girls in leather bikinis? Check. Traveling the world? Check. Having so much fun in an amazing rock show? Double check. Everything about this song and video makes me happy, and I'm so happy that I lived through the greatest decade of music ever, the 1980s. This is absolutely a prime cut, making the playlist.
I would still like to be living through that decade, because now that you said that, I feel freaking old. But Big City Nights is the 3rd single from the album. And besides the 15-second slowdown at about 2 minutes and 10 seconds, this is just authentic, great rock. It's not rowdy and aggressive, but it will absolutely liven things up. I'm not a huge fan of that slowdown that I just talked about, but that's just me being a bit persnickety.
Jim got out his thesaurus.
I have to mix it up every once in a while, and I saw this word, and I said, I like that word, persnickety. Yeah. All right, but anyway, roll down those windows and enjoy this ride while this song is playing. This is an absolute prime cut, and it's also the scorpion tattoo on my left forearm in no way has anything to do with this band, although I do think they're Peachy Keen song of the album.
Ouch! That hurts!
Peachy Keen! Dear Lord!
I can't remember about the whole Gen X playlist, but I can remember that.
Oh my God. I was like, where's he going with this?
I told you, it's my scorpion tattoo on my left forearm. In no way has anything to do with this band, although I do think they're Peachy Keen.
Oh my God. That's awesome. I love it. I mean, the song itself, just listening as a pure rock fan, it's a great song. You turn that on at a backyard barbecue party, people are going to love it. And if you have a monitor up in the backyard playing videos, you guys see the video for Big City Nights, you're going to transport you back to the 80s. It's awesome. I love it.
You go listen to this song and a lot of these songs on Worldwide Live, and you are going to have a new appreciation for the Scorpions.
Absolutely. One of the best live albums from the 80s from a hard rock band. Great live album.
All right, let's move on to track number 7, As Soon as the Good Times Roll. As Soon as the Good Times Roll. For me, besides the chorus, there's just not a lot here. The chorus is actually pretty good, though. As soon as this song gets going, it kind of puts the brakes on. The only thing I want people to hear of this song is the 30-second clip when they're listening to our podcast so that they can say, Dirty Jim is right. And I like the sound of that. This is a Fluff cut.
Whoa! Okay. Okay. So, As Soon as the Good Times Roll, this is a slower mid-tempo track that I love the way Klaus sings the verses. He has a unique way of phrasing, his use of vocal harmonies. It's so cool. And like he said, I love the chorus. It's a great chorus, very catchy, good. You could sing along with it. But at the end, they stretched out the song too much. I think that they could have faded out the track at around the 4-minute mark and cut out the last minute of the song. To me, I dig the song. I really like this song, and this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt.
Well, hey,
hurt
H. Wood, be a man. Let the people know.
This is not a prime cut. I have it as a deep cut, but because Dirty Jim gave it a Fluff cut, it's not making the playlist.
Now get the fluff out and don't come back. Ain't nobody never gonna love you.
Roll on down the line. Roll on down the line.
All right.
That's the first one not making the list, right?
That's the first one not making the list, and I feel it's going to be the only one.
Well, let's see. Let's move down to track number 8, Crossfire.
Okay. Crossfire. Okay, so this is a slower mid-tempo tune that starts kind of with this military-style drumming on the snare drum. I really like that lead guitar melody line. I really think that there's some cool vocal harmonies in the chorus. But this is another song that they could have shaved off about a minute at the end of the song. I really like the song, but for me, it's actually considered the weakest song on an amazing, strong album. I dig it, but it's a deep cut for Hollywood.
All right, Crossfire for me. This has a long 46-second boring intro that leads into a pretty lackluster song. It really is a long 4 minutes and 31 seconds. And I'm sorry, Crossfire. Don't pass go and do not collect $200. Just scurry yourself straight to the land of Fluff. It is my second Fluff cut in a row.
Wow.
And
I can't believe you fluff cutted 2 songs on a classic Scorpions album, and you didn't do that on Skillet's Awake album, or on Blind Melon, the debut album. What are you
could
doing?
definitely tell that you are a huge Scorpions fan, and I also like the Scorpions, but
No, you don't. You didn't even see him in concert.
I gotta tell you, if you paint a turd gold, it is still a turd. With that being said, let's move down to the final track of the album. Track number 9, Still Loving You. All right, Still Loving You is the second single from the album, and it reached number 1 in France and was jokingly credited with the French baby boom of 1985. Because obviously this is the ballad. I mean, everyone knows it. It's one of the biggest power ballads of the 80s. Although I don't like ending an album with a ballad, it's indisputably, undeniably, incontrovertibly, irrefutably, unequivocally a prime cut.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's so funny that you said about that French baby boom. I mean, the strange thing about that, it's not even a song about an awesome, loving relationship. I mean, it's about this dude who messed up, and now he's trying to convince his girl to give him another chance because he still loves her. So that's the joke about this song. But it is, I mean, come on. Still Loving You. This is one of those songs that comes on. You're inside the arena, the concert. Everyone's getting out their Bic lighters, flashing them up, rocking their arms back and forth in the air, because Still Loving You is absolutely the, and I think you said this word, quintessential 80s power ballad. I love it. Again, it's just it's dramatic. The singing by Klaus Meine. He has a ton of echo effects on his voice and this heavy, powerful chorus. This is one of the few songs, too, that actually Rudolf Schenker plays the lead guitar. And it's a massively melodic yet heavy rock guitar solo. So I love everything about this song, and it's absolutely making the ultimate Gen X Rockin' Mixtape playlist. It's a prime cut for Hollywood.
For the record, I did not use the word quintessential. I'm not going to go through all the words that I used, but that was not one of them. But what I really want to know is, when was our German friend, who actually lives in Germany, when was Giro hatched? That's what I want to know. Could it have been from this song?
No. Giro Hesse, a.k.a. Hubi Heart Attacker, he's actually just a couple years younger than us. I think he was born like 1970, 1971. So he could have actually been right there already in the 80s going to a Scorpions concert while in Germany. I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh, I'm sure he did. But that was a great wrap-up, and only 2 songs, track number 7 and 8, As Soon as the Good Times Roll and Crossfire, did not make the playlist.
Yeah, I had a feeling with those 2 songs. I mean, they're good songs, they're decent tracks, but I completely understand. But with the rest of the songs, I'm super happy with those the rest of the songs showing up on the playlist.
Hollywood, if someone wanted to get a hold of us and maybe give us some positive or negative feedback, how would they do that?
Well, people can actually go right to our social media channels. They can actually leave a comment on either our Facebook group, go to Instagram, go to Twitter, or they can actually send us an email at getthefluffoutpodcast@gmail.com. In addition to that, they can actually go right to our website, which is www.getthefluffoutpodcast.com, and they could also leave a comment, a question, or anything on our new website. I think they'll dig what the site looks like, and yeah, that's how they can get in touch with us.
All right, well, a lot of our sound effects, we do a lot of our sound effects ourselves, but we do get some from a site called zapsplat.com, and our intro music was from a site called looperman.com, and it's a combination of 2 loops, and one is a drum loop from HP Records called Vintage Kit 2, and the second loop is a guitar loop from Geomoon called Groovy Rock Guitars Loop Riff.
Absolutely. And the outro music is a song called Elysian Fields by our band Forced Entry from 1988, copywritten by both Hollywood and Dirty Jim.
That's a fact.
All right, guys. So that, to me, that was an awesome review. Obviously, yeah, you guys can tell I'm a huge Scorpion fan, and it's awesome. So I love that album. There was another album that we did a review for on Lipstick and Leather, Dirty Jim. It was Blackout.
I remember.
Another great album from Scorpions. So if you guys want to check out that review, by all means, go back to Lipstick and Leather podcast, check out the review that we did for Scorpions Blackout, and we had a lot of fun with that one as well. So that's it, Dirty Jim. We want to thank everyone.
Wait.
I did it again.
Before you start getting into the end.
I start rap, you got to tell the companion album and what's coming up next.
Yeah, let me tell people what's in the future for the GTFO podcast.
There you go.
All right, so the companion album to this episode, which if you haven't heard it yet, just go right over and listen to it, came out the same exact time as this, but it's Skillet's 2009 album, Awake, and in 2 weeks... Yeah, he did not like it as much as I did. But in 2 weeks, you're going to be able to listen to the Billy Squier Don't Say No album from 1981 and Skid Row's 1989 self-titled debut album. Now, get us out of here, Hollywood.
All right, guys. We know you guys are busy out there. You have a lot of other podcasts that you can listen to. And so we're happy that you chose listening to the Get the Fluff Out podcast, just so that you can get a little Gen X nostalgic with us. So with that being said, Dirty Jim, we just got the fluff out.
That is a fact.